things about culture. In Japan, they don't hug. And shaking hands is also weird. So the only people that really shake hands in Japan, I feel like, are members, church members, because the missionaries always shake their hands, and so they do. But I loved giving people hugs in Japan. Of course, I only hugged women, but I like loved it because they don't experience that and they love it, but it's so foreign to them at the same time. So that was something that was fun. Something that was really interesting to me about, like, I don't know if this is so much culture, but I guess in Japan they don't really have public garbage cans. They kind of have them at convenience stores, but that's like the only place you'll find a public garbage can. All Japanese people are expected to take their own trash home and throw the trash away. Of course, at a restaurant, like, they'll throw your trash away, but like, you won't find trash cans on the street that you can just throw something away. And it is so clean. The streets are so clean. At least where I served, the streets were always so clean. And it's just really cool that the Japanese people take that responsibility. Oh, and also on the topic of trash, they separate their trash, which was really hard to get used to, especially because the chart that tells you how to do it is in kanji. And I didn't know kanji. I still don't really know kanji. Like, but they'll separate it into combustibles, non-combustibles, jars, cans, metals. Like, they have it, and in some places they get even more specific. And each one has a special bag, and each city has a special bag. So, like, if I live in Okamachi and I use a bag for sendi instead, they won't take the trash. I have to get an Okamachi bag, and it has to be for combustibles, and I have to get an Okamachi bag for recycle. Like, it's just very particular. And there's a specific day. So, like, Mondays you take out combustibles, Tuesdays you take out like bottles or recyclables, plastics, and bottles are separate. And then on, like, the third Wednesday of every month you can take out cans, and on the fourth, like, it's just very. And then, like, a few times a year they'll have, like, big items, so, like, you can take out old broken fans or, like, vacuums or like, bigger things that have broken, and you just take them out on that day. And that also varies by city. I think in the more urban areas, it's a lot more particular. If you go out more to, like, the rural areas, it's really lax. Like, when I was in Uejima, we just threw all the trash in the same bag and it was fine. But when I was in Okamachi, it was very particular. I remember when I was in the city, we went grocery shopping one preparation day, and I just was caught, like, it was really amusing to me. I realized that there wasn't a parking lot for cars. There was a parking lot for bikes, like bicycles. Like, they literally had, like, spots for, like, bicycle size spots, and there were no car spots because everyone in Japan walks or rides their bike or takes the train. And when you go out to the rural areas, people use cars more, but still most people take the train or bike or walk. Most people bike. And that was just so different to me. And then I got used to it, and now I really, really miss my bike, and I miss biking everywhere, and I need to get a bike. But, yeah, so that was another thing that was interesting. And then along with that, you'll often see kids, like, even younger than 5-year-old kids, just walking around alone, or, like, with their friends. Like, you'll see, like, 3 5-year-olds on a bike riding around the city, or just, and you're like, where are your parents? Like, because they're not, like, in their neighborhood, they're not near their home, they're, like, going, or you'll see them on the train. You'll see, like, a small group of young kids on the train. They're just very independent and but it's also due to the fact that Japanese culture just has so much respect for children, and so they're very safe, and it's a very much, like, the community, like, takes care of the kids. Yeah, so that was also really weird for me. Like, I don't think I went anywhere by myself until I was like older. And then it would be like my mom drives me somewhere and drops me off with another adult. Like I don't know, it was just so weird, so different, but so fun. The little kids.